Why is Jim finally bringing up that night after years of silence? And what exactly transpired between Chrissy and Camron? Jim asserts that the betrayal was not just romantic, but also political, personal, and perhaps premeditated. It gets complicated at this point because Jim's own son is reportedly complicit in the crime. She has never once been honest with me about that night. Thousands of people watched on stream as Jim Jones broke live at that precise moment, his voice cracking and his eyes going crimson, is more than simply drama. It's a full-fledged scandal, complete with treachery, receipts, and a body count of betrayed trust. This is in the realm of hip-hop drama, I promise. According to the account, as a child, he heard rumors about Chrissy and Cam. How deep can a grown woman's problem get? Additionally, an anonymous voicemail that was published shortly after Jim's podcast Meltdown went popular sounds a lot like Camron if you listen closely. It all started when Jim Jones, yes, the Jim Jones, went completely crazy during a live podcast, not some edited YouTube clip, but raw, unfiltered live to thousands of fans who were tuning in for the usual chit-chat, not this full-blown meltdown. Jim said, his voice breaking. She betrayed me after that night with Camron, and I can't forgive her. This is the kind of scandal that causes even the most casual fans to pause and ask, wait, what? If you thought that the rumors about Chrissy, Lannon and Cameron's alleged past were just tabloid gossip, you need to go back a few years to understand why Jim is so angry. Chrissy Layman, who is known for her fiery personality on Love and Hip Hop, has always been involved in controversy. But when you add Camron, the legendary Harlem rapper whose history is as colorful as his pink polo shirts, to the mix, it's a recipe for trouble. Here's the kicker. Jim's own son recently surfaced in the drama. According to an anonymous tip we received, behind closed doors, they managed to keep this secret under wraps despite the constant spotlight. But fans and insiders always wondered why Jim Jones never publicly addressed it until now. Sources close to the Dipset crew claim that Jim was quiet because the betrayal was deeper than anyone could have imagined, involving family business deals and even Cameron's close circle. The Sun's version claims that Chrissy's affair with Camron was not a one-time mistake, but rather part of a larger a larger betrayal that shook their entire family. This isn't just rumors, though. Insiders claim that Jim's son even confronted Chrissy in private and demanded answers about her response. And she remains silent and avoidant, the kind of silence that says, you know exactly what you did. Following Jim's podcast Meltdown, a mysterious voicemail was posted online and the voice on the audio is unidentified. But it sounds eerily like Camron, cool, composed, and cryptic, as if the story wasn't already explosive. The voicemail, which hinted at secrets being kept and promises broken, ended with the chilling line. Something was never meant to be public, but the truth always finds a way. Almost immediately, hashtags exploded on Twitter and Instagram. And Jim V's Chrissy Camron night and betrayal leaks started trending. Fans of Dipset took sides, some defending Jim's heartbreak and anger, others wondering if Chrissy was being unfairly dragged into a battle between two hip-hop heavyweights. Global memes, reaction videos, and conspiracy theories flooded feeds. And fan theories ranged from claims about secret deals and shady backroom politics. It was the kind of viral chaos that only a true hip-hop scandal can produce. And don't think Chrissy stayed quiet-o. No. She hasn't directly addressed the rumors, but her social media activity changed overnight, going from glamorous selfies to cryptic quotes about truth and loyalty, leaving many wondering why Jim waited so long to bring this up. Insiders say it wasn't an unplanned outburst. The podcast was supposed to be a lighthearted conversation about music and life. But Jim had been holding back his frustration for years. Sources close to Jim say he found out that Chrissy was involved in a new, questionable endeavor with Camron. The details are still unknown, but it felt like the last straw. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was calculated, and it felt like a knife to the back. This scandal has always been about loyalty and family, so seeing one of them explode in public but if you thought the live podcast was just the beginning, this is just the beginning. For those who are listening closely, it feels more real than ever before. Jim's public outburst has opened a can of worms that no one seems ready to close. Chrissy's silence is deafening. Camron's cryptic voicemail only adds to the mystery, and Jim's son's coming forward adds a whole new twist. What is the truth behind that night? What secrets are still buried? And who will survive this messy public betrayal? After the dust settled, what started as a personal breakdown quickly turned into a full-fledged investigation by fans, insiders, and even some unofficial sources who seem to have front-row seats to the drama. Here is what we unearthed, and trust me when I say that this gets more bizarre than on steroids. Just wait until you hear the leaked conversations, new accusations, and unexpected alliances that started to surface immediately after Jim Jones's explosive live podcast. First of all, the so-called Camron night was not just a casual gathering. Rather, it was a lavish late-night party with powerful figures in the industry, wild drinks, and a lot of backroom gossip. According to one insider, was a powder keg of tension because Chrissy's actions were a little too close to Camron, causing people to whisper, "Something's definitely off here." It wasn't just the usual hip-hop glitz, though, as there were rumors of covert meetings behind closed doors and phone conversations that ended abruptly when specific individuals, as the story went on. Another layer of money appeared, yes. The green stuff, and there are rumors that Chrissy was more involved behind the scenes than anyone realized, managing connections that could compete with some of the biggest names in the game. But remember, this isn't just about personal betrayal. It's about power, control, and who actually holds the cards in this complex game of fame and fortune. Chrissy entered the room and sent texts that disappeared before anyone could take a screenshot of them. Sources claim that the texts weren't just flirtatious. They also hinted at business deals that could topple the Dipset empire. Fan analysis of every video, Instagram story, and cryptic tweet from both sides was, predictably, a roller coaster of public reactions. With one tweet reading, "Jim's pain is real, but how much of this is smoke and mirrors? Cheer." According to a second person close to Jim, Chrissy has been accessing financial sources that Jim thought were off-limits, such as lavish shopping trips, hidden bank accounts, and even alleged misappropriation of money associated with joint enterprises. Darts at drama. What's she hiding? Camera, night mystery, another admirer wrote. Chrissy's quiet screams volumes. The memes, which depicted Chrissy as the puppet master pulling strings in the background and mercilessly ridiculed Jim's emotional outburst, naturally started to circulate. Industry insiders and former partners, however, also began to comment, leaving vague clues about unresolved issues and betrayed allegiances. Several prominent figures close to Dipset quietly conveyed their astonishment at Jim's following the public release of Dirty Laundry. The primary issue that everyone is asking is what will happen next and how severe the impact will be. There have been rumors of potential legal disputes, with some thinking that Jim's team is seeking legal advice to look into possible business fraud and contract violations pertaining to Chrissy's purported side businesses. Others hypothesize that, considering the party's high visibility and possible financial malfeasance, government agencies may even become involved. In addition to the familial component, Jim's kid is currently openly participating in the drama. Although Chrissy's camp has largely remained silent, she has made a few well-crafted statements on social media, such as "Truth has a funny way of coming out," and "Loyalty is earned, not given." These cryptic statements only serve to fuel rumors that she is preparing for the scandal. He received threats to remain silent from unidentified parties, yes, actual ones. It is impossible to overlook Camron's involvement in all of this. His enigmatic voicemail alluded to information that was never meant to be made public. But what else is he concealing? Camron has reportedly been discreetly negotiating new business agreements, keeping himself out of the fray while observing the drama from the sidelines, according to some insiders. According to others, he is attempting to maintain harmony between them by serving as a mediator behind the scenes. Unknown, but it has the potential to alter everything if it is discovered. While some commentators and fans back Chrissy, lauding her for her ability to remain silent and strong in the midst of pandemonium, others support Jim, dubbing him the wronged king. But while they wait to see how this scenario unfolds, the others are merely munching on popcorn. However, there is no doubt that this issue will not go away anytime soon. The harm to people's reputations has already been done, and the repercussions are rapidly spreading. What impact will this have on Dipset's career? Hold on tight, because Part 3 will cover the consequences, legal threats, the escalating family drama, and the possible fallout that could change the course of hip-hop history. Don't assume that this is just about betrayal and jealousy. Yes. An intense drama that combines survival, legacy, and power. Now that we've uncovered the layers of treachery, dubious transactions, and veiled threats, it's time to confront the consequences since the truth is far from over. Chrissy left the hip-hop scene following the infamous Camron night. First, according to people close to Jim's legal team, the legal storm is becoming worse than anyone had expected. They want to bring several lawsuits, including slander, embezzlement, and violation of contract. Jim's team feels that Chrissy's devious actions and secret agreements amounted to blatant corporate sabotage rather than merely personal betrayals. Imagine your own partner undermining your empire behind your back. Meanwhile, Chrissy has, nearly finished responding to the radio silence. Several media sites that started to go too far have reportedly received cease and desist orders from her attorneys. Is a traditional power move, but it just serves to confirm the public's perception that she has a significant secret. With fervent arguments, conspiracy theories, and fans adopting sides like it's a gory Game of Thrones joke, social media is a battlefield. Diet Divide, a popular hashtag, indicates that individuals are tweeting this as though it were a family fight that is destroying the entire crew. Don't consider remaining. Family get-togethers have become chilly, according to insiders, with Jim and Chrissy hardly conversing. The family's close friends describe the music as devastating and unavoidable, like watching a slow-motion train. Catastrophe, according to reports. Jim's son, who has already been drawn into the drama, is thinking of removing himself from the spotlight completely. According to insiders, the weight of familial betrayal has impacted harder than any diss track ever could. The pressure has been unbearable, and the threats have been frightening. That Dipset's brand would suffer considerably. Sponsors and collaborators are reportedly reevaluating their collaborations because no one wants to be caught in the middle of this major incident. The situation becomes much more complicated when there are reports of a government inquiry. Some artists are even publicly distancing themselves, implying that there are unsettling realities and lines that should not be crossed. Yes, folks, the federal government may be investigating suspicious transactions, money laundering, and other financial issues connected to some of Chrissy's alleged side projects. In a recent Instagram Live, Chrissy finally spoke up, implying that there are others that wish to destroy us and that there are ulterior motives. Although she didn't give names, everyone is aware of who she was referring to. Fans were left wondering whether she was plotting a counterattack or a comeback after her statements, which were a mix of defensive and enigmatic. This controversy may extend much beyond hip-hop rumors, if that is the truth. By publishing cryptic messages about allegiance and realities for which no one is ready, the wild card fanned the flames. There are rumors that he may soon make a remark, or Jim, the storm's focal point, has been silent, focused on new music, and periodically shares content on social media that conveys hurt, treachery, and fortitude. A recent post read, "Sometimes the hardest battles are the ones you fight in silence." Poetic. Sure. Heartbreaking. Definitely. So where does this leave the legacy of Dipset? For years, they were icons, legends of the game, but now their story is tangled in controversy, betrayal, and potential legal battles. Fans are left wondering if this is the beginning. Rumors about who will rise from the ashes and who will fall from grace are rife in the streets. But we must not lose sight of the bigger picture. This scandal is not just about Camron, Chrissy, or Jim. It is a mirror reflecting the intricate and often messy intersection of power, fame, and interpersonal relationships in the music industry that concerns treachery, trust, and the consequences. As the drama develops, rival teams and new artists are watching it attentively, and some view it as a chance to take center stage. However, there is no doubt that this story is far from ended. And you had better pay close attention because the following chapter might completely alter the course of events. I want to hear your thoughts on it before you go. Will Jim Jones and Chrissy Lane may be able to work things out when the attention becomes too much to bear? Or is this the end for one of the most talked about couples in hip-hop? Will the group be permanently divided by legal disputes? And what startling discoveries might still be kept under wraps? Behind the scenes, Jim's explosive master game? Kindly leave your remarks in the space provided below. Remember to click like if you're engrossed in this drama. Subscribe for more if you want to receive exclusive updates and more shocking revelations. You won't want to miss what comes next, I can assure you. Thank you for viewing, and remember that the truth is often stranger than fiction in the realm of celebrity and wealth. What do you think about Chrissy Lampen's supposed treachery and Jones' bombshell accusations? Is there a more complex game being played here, or is this just a chaotic drama? Please leave your opinions and most outrageous speculations in the space provided for comments below. Jim, Chrissy, or Camron? It is where everyone who enjoys drama and seeks the truth can go. Please click the like button to express your support for this story if you find it as interesting as I do. Don't forget to click the notification bell as well. You won't want to miss a thing, I assure you. In the hip-hop and Hollywood sectors, the truth is always juicier than the rumors, so stay tuned, stay woke, and remember that. I'll see you in the next video.